Okay, we've been going for about an hour and a half and we've just come up to the first suspension bridge. Nima's told us that there's going to be 4 today. This is the first one.
Which you now can't see because it's going behind a man. But you'll have to take our word for it. We'll film it when we get there. And we're being followed by a little dog.
Are we? This is the first bridge.
only about...
After 2 hours 48.
It's beautiful. And there she goes. Off on her first suspension bridge. She's got a bit to a bounce. And she's doing very well. And she's perfectly fine. Look how calm she looks. So it's really calm. And we are post food with dalbat and plenty of momos, so we're feeling a little bit heavier for this bridge. But beautiful clear water, and that is Dovan, where we've just had food in a little hamlet. We're about halfway for the day.
How you doing there, champ? I've just come and perched on the top of a mountain. It feels like we've just stopped for a little break. Walked, I think it's about 2 hours since lunch, and it's been tough. You can tell that our guide could just floor us in a heartbeat, and Noah's being really patient with me as well. They're both being patient. I'm just slower. But I'm getting it done. So yeah, slowly, one foot after another, keep drinking water. You know what I've been really surprised at is there are toilets everywhere, because there are so many tiny towns or tiny villages that there are toilets everywhere. So I'm really happy about that.
Okay, so we've now come up the valley and we've reached the bridge. Looks pretty cool. I think this is for when it's particularly wet and rainy, because I'm sure water runs down the whole valley, because you can just walk below, but it's not as exciting. So we're getting this fun experience. You can see some people just walking down below.
Did you hear that?
No.
There's loads of gap and Hijagat. Guess which one we're going to?
We're going to Hijagat, and that one's low. Okay. Yeah, but that if it's high and low, at least they're close.
Yeah.
So, not long after that. That's okay.
No, it's not called Hijagat. What did you say it was called?
Upper Jagat.
Upper Jagat.
Okay. Fourth and final bridge of the day. I'm a little bit pink now. My shoulders, my traps. Woo. I'm okay. I'm fun. My hamstring feels tight, but it's day 1, and I know tomorrow may be easier. Maybe.
So this is Jagat, and this is where we're staying, and Maz is doing a nice stretch. Trying to use a hat. And that's where we're going to meet in another hour for some food, or to at least order our food. We've got plenty of time. We made it here by 5 o'clock. Oh, 4 o'clock, sorry, and we're going getting food at 5. So this is our room. In a second, or Maz might open while I spin about. We've got 2.5 beds. Yeah, I've got lights. You don't have to sit in the dark. Go on, do the honours.
Look, that's huge.
Oh, flipping heck. So we've got a shower here, although you said it might be cold. There's an electric one downstairs if we fancy a warm shower. Another Western style toilet, which is a win. And a pool view. At the moment they're doing building work next door. So a pool is a view of men doing work. It is the start of day 2. We are just leaving Jagat. And we've got another long day, probably 20 kilometres, probably another 7 hours ahead of us. 7 to 8, although when Nima gives times I think that includes stops. Probably 6 hours of walking, 2 hours when you include breaks and lunch and tea and stuff. But yeah, really into the rugged now, and you can see, I don't know if you can see on this camera, but that peak just up there, just in the cloud, is our first sighting of snow. We're now getting towards definitely much larger peaks, and it's getting more and more beautiful. And you can see we're on, well, I think they count this as a road. I'm pretty sure vehicles can go down it, I'm not sure how many. And this is, well, one such vehicle. I have no idea how any of their vehicles remain intact without everything falling off. But they're pretty incredible, including the bus that got us here, because we went over stuff pretty similar, if not harder to that. This is the new bridge, and the one the goats and sheep are on is the old bridge. We chose a new one. Yeah. Oh, our German friends obviously went a different route down the valley than we did, because they've somehow got underneath us, and we came from up there. So.
He told me about the rickety wooden bridge.
Well, yeah, he didn't say it's rickety. He just said it's the old bridge.
I think he said wobbly.
Yeah, he said it's old, it's too wobbly, but it's just we'll use the new one because they built a new one for a reason. It's a very big bridge. I think it's the biggest one we've done so far. We've done, what are we on? 5.9, just under 6k, an hour 35 into probably about a 20k day again.
Trzeba takie wyższe bieszczady. I dwie dziewczyny z takimi wielkimi nie widzieli, no tak podeszły.
What's the village called?
Myśmy robili zakłady czy czeszki, czy polki.
Flim. We in Flim. We've just done a big climb for maybe 20 minutes.
Yes.
20 minutes. Pretty vertical behind some mules, so nice smells.
Fresh smells when you're out of
Fresh
breath
smells.
and you're huffing in air.
Behind some
dust.
mules. Who are obviously very well fed. And we're just having a tea break. So Nima's just said, sit down, have tea.
He's disappeared to
And
go
disappeared.
stock up on his Snickers.
Yes, I think so.
And we've even found, if you can see just behind a little bank, an ATM. Not that we need it because we got told there was none.
Loads of bananas over there.
Go on.
And Nima said it was safe for me to eat the bananas.
And as if by magic our ears were burning. We bought bananas by Nima. And Nima's on his Sherpa juice, which is coffee.
We've realised that Nima is fueled solely by black coffee.
Black instant coffee. And Alba. So, before we leave Flim, Nima's got to go into a police checkpoint that he periodically has to go into to show our permits and our passes for coming through the conservation area, and to show that we paid the right fees. But we've been past a few, so I don't know how regularly he has to hop off, but this is the second one. Maybe once a day he has to check in somewhere and say where we'll be ending maybe. But yeah. Much higher up now. Shows off how we climbed up into filling, and we're now 7.5k and on our way to lunch. And that's filling behind us with lots of terrace farming fields that they're working in. And the road, well, we can call it a road opposite. Okay, let's go catch them up.
We've just stopped for lunch in a visit called Chatapani or Chasapani, I'll have to check. But it's so beautiful, and the views. Look at where Noah's sitting. It's not a shock that we're having dalbat again. The dalbat, they just refill it when they see that you're lacking in any rice or veg or the aloo gobi style potatoes. They just come and give you more until you have to say no, please, no more. We've definitely been very well fed. This just doesn't do it justice. Like, I don't know how to. That's a whole village up there. You can see our trail ahead so clearly. I hope it comes across on this. Let me just zoom in on it. What I think is amazing is that we're being overtaken by so many porters. And when we booked this trek, we almost had a porter. But we decided against it, and we were allowed to keep a lot of our luggage at the company that we are trekking with. And the porters, for our company specifically, they would carry up to 25 kilograms for us, which I'm carrying a 25 litre backpack, which probably isn't coming over 10 kilograms, maybe 8 or 9. Ooh, someone is shouting from far. Sorry, got interrupted. One of the porters actually just dropped something, and someone from the mountain above was waving it frantically, saying something about that someone had forgotten it. But yeah, I'm carrying maybe no more than 9 kilograms on my back, and my traps at the end of the day, well, I mean, it's only day 2, but yeah, absolute machines of people, these porters. Insane. Just while we have a meal stop, I just wanted to show you, so all that construction you can hear, this somewhere is a road, and it stops about here, and these diggers are just building a new road. Yeah, so just there, there's no more road. Just building a new road into the side of the cliff so that cars, bikes, jeeps can pass through it one day. Mad. Absolutely mad.
Yeah, so that's the other end, that's what you were saying. So these people here working,
Wow.
oh, with no harnesses, no nothing, just with dynamite, yeah, to get a road to connect to this trail. They'll have a road there, that's where they were digging at the far end.
You just don't think about it, do you?
Well, that's why we were saying with Nima, weren't we, that it's now going to be more expensive exponentially for food and drink and the like, because everything now that's coming in on this trail either carry like some of the gentlemen who've overtaken us carrying coffee machines on their head, or by mule, which is obviously a damn sight more expensive than tractor or jeep. No matter how slow it comes up the valley, it can.
So as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a coffee.
Yeah, exactly. If you.
Price if it's been carried on.
Yeah. So, that turn off there is the way to the Chum Valley, felt some, where lots of Tibetan people live, and they've lived for somewhere between 60 to 100 years, Nima said. So we wanted to do that trek, but it adds on 5 extra days of hiking out up into that valley and back. It would have been fascinating because it's a real cultural experience, but it added a lot of cost on, so it was a no-go. But the people who live there are Tibetan because they were pushed out of China. Nima's left us. He's going to go to the end and cut the wires and get rid of us. Got little muzzle backwards. Just taking our hat off because we got warned about the wind, but it's not actually that windy. I've still got my hand. Beautiful. Just getting more and more rugged. We're done. There we go. 12.7. Okay. I think Maz's is about 500 metres further on than mine, so I think I forgot to unpause it after one of our breaks. But yeah, we're definitely about 2/3 of the way through the day now. And like I say, that's the Chum Valley up around that corner. Last tea of the day. We've changed biome completely. The floor is massively different. You can tell the average temperatures are off because you've now got lettuces, no more bananas and chilies, and you've got ferns. And I don't know what this fruit is. It looks like plums, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know if you can see that from this far away from this tree. We're stopping for a final tea. We've got maybe an hour and a half, I think, more, and we've done 17 kilometres. So yeah, cup of tea. Oh wow.
This is
Horlicks.
when at home, when you're sick, you
Yeah,
have
Horlicks.
Horlicks.
Yeah.
Okay, you just pass here. Excuse me. Bye.
And that, just beyond that little hamlet, is Deng, or Diang, where we'll finish today. We're done. 20k. It's taken us 6 hours 20, so we've got to go around this little bend and over a bridge, so probably 6.5 hours at least. Namaste.
Welcome to every morning. What are you doing?
I'm repacking my whole bag to make sure the wash bag's at the bottom. It's quite cathartic. I don't actually mind it in this bag. It's the morning of day 3, and we're about just under 4 kilometres in, and it's beautiful so far. We're officially over 2,000 metres. Yeah. So we're having a little break, a little stop and a little cereal bar before a bit of a climb. We're going to be following this trail up and around and down the valley behind this mountain towards Gap, where we'll have some lunch. Yeah, much tougher today. Now that especially we've got another 19k to do on 3rd day in a row. Actually it's waving. Mars is currently traversing a small, thin trail, which is part of this nice little landslide down to that nice river. Oh, there's another landslide as well, Nima's just saying, because he did warn us last night when we're having our debrief after tea that there would be another landslide, or one that had a bit of a narrow path, a bit like that. So this is the landslide, which ironically, although it looks extreme, is actually better than some of the paths we were on yesterday. Maz is just sorting the poles out, and that's the valley we're going down into towards our lunch. I think that village in the distance, if you can see it, is Gap, where we'll stop for some lunch. That's the landslide we walked over before, the videoed, 2 sections. Maz is having a tired day today.
Yeah.
Tired
Emotionally drained from walking over that for 20 seconds.
I'm ready for lunch. We're in a nice and calm jungle section now. Not long, maybe an hour after lunch. With maybe 2 to 2.5 hours left today. We're at 13.3 kilometres, and today we're supposed to be about 19. I think Nima said we've got to pass over it at least 2 more times on suspension bridges, once over to the right hand side and then once back over before we get towards Namrung. That's our destination for today.
So, give me my tip for the day.
Yeah, go on, what's the tip for the day?
As much as your brain is screaming to get sugar, all I've wanted so far, everyone seems to sell Snickers, and they have like pancakes for breakfast. Don't get it. Get a protein and carbohydrate rich breakfast.
Omelette, dal bhat, curry, chapati, Tibetan bread.
Anything but sugar.
None of this porridge and apple. None of this sugar.
I had porridge this morning with apple, and it was made with water, which generally is okay. Not for a 20-kilometre hike, but I feel much better now. It's still hard. I'm still very out of breath today, and my pack feels very heavy. And I've got twinge in my knee.
Knee twinge.
But I feel much spiritually and emotionally more secure
than you did an hour and a half ago.
I did an hour and a half ago.
Big old trees.
I can't look high enough without falling over to see the top.
Behind Maz, there's the dog that is following us.
It's
We're
helping
looking
me.
at the apple farm. I mean, it looks a bit barren at this time of year, but that's an orchard on the hillside. And this is a organic apple farm. Okay, I think another break. Home, sweet home for the evening. Little cottage with hooks and space, and a little dog who has followed us the whole way here, and those just there, there, are the shower and toilet block. Namrung. Oh,
Namrung.
there's also some more showers and toilets there.
Is it a shower?
I think so. It said shower on the middle door at that one.
How are you feeling?
Good. I've got cold fingers.
Why have you got cold fingers?
I'm not currently wearing my mittens, but I also can't type with the mittens.
I meant whereabouts are we that would make your fingers cold?
At 2,600 meters. So it's a bit chilly now that we're starting doing nothing. And if I'm honest, I shouldn't be wearing my Birkenstocks with socks.
I made this smart decision.
But we have to walk outside and up the trail to get here. And we thought, rather than do our usual, we get here a little bit later at the end of the day normally. And instead of do our showers, washing comfy clothes, and then sitting and reading until tea time, we thought we'd come down, have our hot drinks early.
I have chocolate.
I have a ginger tea, which is a go-to. And then we'll have tea at 6:30, which is in about half an hour. But it meant we'd have some time on the Wi-Fi to upload pictures for the family. Also hoping for space. When you went to the shower before, I was sat in the room and I just heard this rustling outside, and one of the lads who works was doing the same thing. He was changing the light bulbs on our balcony, like right behind. I was literally like, I swear I can hear someone outside. It's Maz back, and I was like, why should we be rustling right behind the wall, like outside? So a young lad switching light bulbs. Nima may not be impressed with our hiking, but he's definitely impressed with the fact that every sitting I can eat 2 complete portions of dalbat and still think I possibly want more. So it's morning of day 4. We woke up in our beautiful cottage. You can see, probably can't see, there's a prayer wheel spinning just here with someone doing morning prayers, which is what that light jingle is. And we woke up with this view, the mountains. We've had breakfast, we've packed up, but we did some washing last night and hung here thinking there might be a bit of a breeze up this valley, but it seems to be nice and sheltered here, and now these flags above us are completely still. So we've got some clothes strapped to our bags. Man's on my back, so you can't see that, but you can see Maz's that I've left there to sunbathe for a minute while we just get our last minute bits. But we're doing, a couple of people are taking shorter days today, and we're only going to Lo, which we'll be going through, but we're going to do another 17-18k to Samagon, so we can still do our acclimatisation tomorrow, because I think that'll be more valuable to get to that height, because we need to get to 3,500 tonight, sleep at that, and then tomorrow try and do 4,000 and something as part of like an acclimatisation hike. So yeah, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. It's definitely a lot colder, as you can see from the outfits. I don't know if you can even see me. I'll try and hold it there.
I think these will be coming off.
I think they'll be coming off within 10 minutes, or as soon as we start climbing out. But at the moment, inside...
The body temperature is not high.
Yeah, well, we slept in what are basically sheds, and beautiful sheds. But the temperature inside the sort of kitchen, cooking, dining area is 8 degrees. So if it's that in there where it's the busiest and warmest and joined to a kitchen, it's probably low single figures, maybe 5 or 6. Out here in the rooms, but it's beautiful nonetheless, which just means that there'll be a lot of layers coming on and off every time we stop. But anyway, this light is beautiful. And another apple orchard just over on the other side of the valley. Pretty insane. And you should always spin them clockwise. Yeah. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there's just a vulture soaring around on the springs in this valley as we've turned off down towards So. But this is So, and it's quite a large village. Nima said there are lots of, rather than tea houses, lots of local houses. But we're on 2 hours 50, just under 7k, and yeah, looking forward to lunch, I think. Yeah. Our first peak of Manaslu and Nike Peak on the right hand side. That's our first look at it, and hopefully as we carry on up the view carries on getting better, and then it might cloud over in the afternoon, but waking up tomorrow in Samagon should be lovely. We've now had lunch and we're leaving Lo. It's a lovely Dalbat, lovely place, and the dog that follows us from the apple orchard, the apple pie we had yesterday, all the way to Namrung was somehow there. He'd followed a different group to there, so I don't think anyone's ever going to get rid of him. We've now got 3.5 to 4 hours, 2 hours to Shala, and then another hour and a half beyond that to Samagon, where we'll finish for the day.
Oh wow. So they can start at age about 5 years old here, and they stay sort of like boarding school, and they go home during the holidays.
Same like a body.
Yeah. Wow. So they get a full education, English, maths.
And their parents come with them.
Yeah. Parents live in a different village.
Oh,
For example,
okay.
here.
So they might live in Lo. And
Siala, So,
yeah.
Lee, and
Okay.
Namrung. Especially.
Has you seen this dog come for a nap against his leg?
So this one's a new one. This ministry, the Gumba, the rebuilt. Okay. The earthquake is destroyed 2000 people. Big earthquake.
Oh,
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
one is big new one.
Does the
It must feel
bell?
very powerful to
Yeah.
ring the bell.
Does the bell signify class has started? Is that for class?
Plus,
Yeah.
I think so. The
Okay.
bell is started.
I was going to say, when we got here, there were kids outside playing football, and now they're not playing football.
Yeah.
Nah, the dog's sick of us and gone for the shade.
He's so gorgeous.
Mm.
I'm gonna buy Snickers.
You're going to buy a Snickers, are you?
I'm gonna buy Snickers and a hot shower wherever we stop.
Yeah, I do think we deserve a hot shower.
So different.
It's so different, yeah.
I was just saying to Nima, everything today, I feel like I've had about 4 days in one.
Starting with the jungle,
Yeah, we went through a jungle,
and then moved into cold pine forests.
we had snow, walked across some ice,
Yep, we've finally been on some ice and some snow,
now we're in farmland again.
but it's still very cold farmland and much higher. Local people. this. Kashy Delek. So 2 nights. I'm coming.